Mr. Taylor, were those drugs yours? The money, the cash? Anything to say, sir?
Only on KDKA, Domonique Taylor, the Braddock man accused of dealing hundreds of thousands of stamp bags of fentanyl, faced a preliminary hearing today. KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan was there and explains what happened in court.
Prosecutors call it one of the largest seizures ever of drugs, guns, and cash. And now the defendant, Domonique Taylor, will have to answer for all of it at trial. 700,000 stamp bags of fentanyl, more than $500,000 in cash, not to mention a small arsenal of weapons and several confiscated luxury cars and motorcycles. Today, at his preliminary hearing, Domonique Taylor was summoned to explain. Mr. Taylor, were those drugs yours? The money, the cash? Anything to say, sir?
He's not a violent individual. This is a family man. He owned businesses.
Taylor entered a plea of not guilty, and his attorney, Phil DeLucente, began trying to undermine the mountain of evidence against him, arguing that confiscated cars were for sale and the cash is from rental properties and a landscaping business. As for the drugs, he says they were found here in this garage, but it's not clear they're Taylor's.
My understanding is the 14 kilos were found in the garage area where multiple people could have had access to it.
Still, prosecutors were undeterred, and last week, Attorney General Josh Shapiro told me he would prosecute Taylor to the fullest extent of the law for dealing in the lethal drug fentanyl.
We know we saved lives, and we took a dangerous criminal off our streets.
And over the objections of DeLucente, District Justice Scott Stricker held Taylor for trial and sent him back to the county jail without bond.
Because of such a substantial amount of quantity of fentanyl and the $500,000 of cash, it could be, at least it was determined by the judge, to potentially be a flight risk. And the judge decides those matters, not counsel.
And so Taylor will remain here at the county jail without bond until trial, at which time his attorneys will need to explain all those drugs, guns, and cash. Reporting at the Allegheny County Jail, Andy Sheehan, KDKA News.